How could you be laughing with our tormentor? Angry Morayo Brown said to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Hello everyone, you're so much welcome. Yes, Nigeria is still trying to catch their breath on the book launch of past military president Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, which held at Transcorp in Abuja, and saw a lot of, big people, politicians, past military presidents who were in attendance to celebrate the Maradona. He said he regrets, cancelling or annulling the presidential election, which is the freest and the fairest ever in 1993 of Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, the late MKO. Now, for a lot of young people, they would not have the understanding, but if you're 40 upwards, you have an idea. From 40 to 50 to 60 years old in 2025, you have an idea of what it was like to be alive in 1993. 1993 was the beginning of serious issues. Not that we've not been having, military going after people and all of that prior to that, but that was the platform where we had chaos, we had buying, we had unrest, we had economic instability. So many things were happening at the same time, where the man at the top, IBB himself, was in full control of the country. It's either you fall on his side or you are the other side, and being at the other side comes with a lot of risk. Now, it is from that side that Morayo has decided that I'm going to speak up. And did she speak? Yes, she did. She made a post on her page and said, the last 48 hours have been quite interesting. Babangida has a lot of questions to answer and I cannot wait to read that book. My father warned Nigerians about this man. My father did everything in his power to get this man to pay for his sins, but nothing happened. Men of valor fought with their voices, pen and influence, yet Babangida reigned like a fearless hurricane, bulldozing all that in his path. Many were murdered. My father was thrown in jail several times by the military led by this man for speaking against him and finally had to go on self-exile. Dad snuck out through Cotonou to get to the US. Today, he says it takes responsibility and we all should just accept and move on. Mr. President, I have the highest regard for you, but don't you think Babangida should be prosecuted for the crime of annulling the freest and the fairest election in Nigeria, which eventually led to the plight of many innocent lives? I saw how you all laughed at the book launch. I'm sorry. Nothing there seems comical to me. As a child, growing up with MKO Abiola, his wife Kudirat and their children, and seeing how both our families were ripped apart alongside many others, in the wake of Babangida's annulment is a trauma I can never get past. Kudirat, I know. I spent weekends in their home. I was very close to all our children. I was in our house, stunned, when Mumuni, Hadi and Mariam were whisked away to the US following Kudirat's spy. The home that was filled with laughter and joy became a whole house of sorrow and pain. That picture never left my head. My father's stroke was immediately after he heard the news of Kudirat's spy. He never recovered. You know the pains and the struggles, yet you laugh at the table of our tormentor? That is how Morayo Brown did the post. And honestly, except you're not a human being, this brings a lot of memories, pain, and flashback of tragic events. Let's go into the comment section to see what is there. Somebody said, I say it again, history is the key to the future and the most powerful weapon against the influence of past leaders. In the 420-page book, A Journey in Service, there was no doubt that MK Abiola won the June 12 election. Upon closer examination of the original collated figures from the 110 polling booths in the country, it was clear that he satisfied the two main constitutional requirements for winning the presidential election, mainly the majority votes and the geographical spread, having obtained 8,128,720 votes against so far 5,084,827 votes, and securing the mandatory one-third of the votes cast in 28 states of the Federation, including Abuja. Much of what we previously shared about Babangida is now unfolding up before our eyes. Reading his new book only confirms how strategic and elusive he has always been. Now I truly understand why he earned the nickname Maradona, a master at political dribbling. The book is 55% not true. We will be there. Another person said, sadly, Morayo, this is the story of our country. Say no more. Somebody else said, well said. Another said, is your Mr. President not also a tormentor? You are saying this because it affects you directly, but the same thing that Babangida did to Abiola in 1993 is what your Mr. President did to Obi in 2023, and you applaud him. Please, let's be fair in all circumstances. Morayo, God bless Nigeria. Somebody else said, Madam, you've just spoken well. Another commenter said, exactly, maybe Morayo should have spoken up in 2023 election, knowing what it is to be tormented, rather than closing up her mouth because of position. Another said, as in, it's the way she singled him out like a saint. They are all one and same. Another said, Morayo, is good you speak your mind. Babangida wants forgiveness before he meets his maker. Another said, people only react when they are on the receiving side of injustice. But when they benefit, they stay silent or even laugh. Politics has always been a game of survival, and unfortunately, the dirty tricks and power struggles never stop. Funshaw Williams' case is a clear example. Everyone knows what happened, but it was swept under the carpet. The same thing happened with NSAS. The truth was manipulated, and some media houses acted like nothing happened. Even in the last election, we saw blatant rigging and violence, but what have we done about it? Nothing. Another said, Morayo, I can feel your pain. And so many other families have had an opening of fresh wounds. What about those who lost their parents, who are not even known or celebrated? What about families that were also ripped apart, and even if they make a list of those who suffered, their names cannot even appear there because nobody knows them except their loved ones? Another person said, Morayo, how do you support Tinubu and have a problem with IBB? It doesn't make any sense at all. IBB haven't done half of what Tinubu has done. Another said, the book only proves no one should take Nigeria and politics to heart. It only shows that last, everything will end on the round table and people will clap and laugh as if that is the best thing to do. Another said, gradually moving to the side of the truth. Fantastic write-up. Would rather be on the side of family, truth, or justice, or go with appointments and position? Another said, Madam Morayo, you are writing to the same Tinubu who accepted the annulment of 25% in FCT. What is the difference between IBB disposition of June 12 general election and the 2023 general elections? Tell us, let us know if you are so bereaved. Another commenter said, my own is don't let anybody unlife you. The people that should stand in your defense will laugh with your unalifer and applaud them. He will give a fake apology and you will say forgive and forget. He's a brave man for taking responsibility. See them laughing. The man wrote a book they bought. Shake my head. Another said, people have forgotten his nickname, Maradona. Another said, Morayo, I feel your pain. I was deeply saddened by the array of show of insensitivity and blatant show of celebration of criminality. I was angry at how the event turned comical at the expense of countless Nigerians who lost their lives, livelihood, and all they've labored for as a result of the June 12 annulment. Babangida should openly apologize to the Abiolas and other great Nigerians like your late dad, who spearheaded the call for justice. He should be wheeled to the graveside of MKO to seek forgiveness. The trauma and the sins of June 12 annulments cannot be washed away by a book. Another person said, Morayo, I swear down, nothing comical at all, very sad, but it's well with Nigeria. Another person said, this is a time that we have to look forward and say, will the sins of the past be just washed away like this? And how do we move forward? Another said, Morayo, I understand your feelings and it is good that you're saying it out, but they will still ask you to bring down this post. Trust me. Another said, it is well with you all. May God heal your heart. Another said, that book launch event is again another testament that a people deserve their leaders, for they emerge amongst us. A time will come in this country when Abacha will be celebrated. A time will come when the INEC chairman will be celebrated also. Another said, I can feel the depth of your pain and the weight of the history you carry. The trauma of what happened cannot be erased, and it's completely understandable that this event still feels fresh to you. Your father and so many others fought for justice, and their sacrifices should never be forgotten. But in the face of this deep wound, how do we as a nation find healing? What will justice and true reconciliation look like? So people, kindly drop your comments in the comment section. It's a new dawn for Nigeria. How we want to find the closure, nobody seems to know. But the truth is, may all the hearts that are bleeding, may all the lives that have been lost, may all the businesses, fortune, career, believe in the country, the damage that has happened due to the annulment of the election. I don't know how that's reached away. May God help us all.